Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're joining us today. Today we're doing a 10-minute full body workout for beginners. So let's get started with footwork and put all the resistance bands on. Then lie down on your back. The first foot position will be Pilates V. Here, you place the balls of your feet on the foot bar with your heels slightly lifted, feet about hip width apart. Simply bring your heels together in the middle, and then we push the carriage out, fully extend the legs, and then bend them again to smoothly return. We typically do this about 10 times for each foot position. Just always remember to keep your resistance band nice and heavy. We want to consistently keep a neutral pelvis, which essentially means not putting too much pressure under the sensitive lumbar area. There should just be a natural slight air cushion under your lower back, and it should stay that way the whole time. And then we keep going. Inhale, push out, exhale, come back in. Again. And as we press out, we're trying not to let the heels drop down. One last time. And then we switch and move to the second foot position. Arches. Here you just have the midfoot. The feet are completely together in the middle, and we're slightly curling the toes over the bar. And then we press out again. As you extend, draw the inner thighs toward each other, and then come all the way back in. The same goes for your pelvis position. Keep it steady. Inhale here, press out, and exhale as you come all the way back in. Keep steady control of the carriage all the way through the movement so it doesn't slam at the end. Imagine gently braking with the backs of your legs as you glide it in. 3 more times. Then we move into the third foot position with the heels resting on the foot bar. For that, simply place the heels on the bar and pull the whole foot up toward the shins. And then you gently bring your entire whole foot along with you as you steadily press back so that your shin muscles remain actively engaged the entire time. And we continue with the exact same breathing, maintaining the same pelvis position. Last time. Okay, good. Then we move on to the 100. We'll come up briefly and change the resistance. Stay with only 2 red resistance bands. And take the short loops in your hands. So here the legs are at 90 degrees with the knees over the hips, and I start with the next exhale. With the upper body, head and shoulders lifted to come into a small curl up. Try just once to really gently round over the rib cage, and then we basically just breathe in and slowly out. Focus on deep breathing and try to truly open the rib cage to the sides as we deeply inhale. And as we gently exhale, think about the waist pulling in a little deeper and more consciously. We have a pumping motion in the arms, trying to stabilize the upper body against this pumping movement. The real focus is on core activation and breathing. One last time. Inhale deeply through the nose, then slowly exhale through the mouth, and then gently lower your body back down. From this position, we will come up briefly and then add 2 more of the blue resistance bands. That means now we have 2 blue and 2 red bands, and we move on to our backs with our feet in the longer loops and do our frog exercise. So, heels are together and we're back in that small V position. Toes turn out, pelvis stays heavy. We bend the knees and the hips and then press the legs all the way out again. Inhale, bend. Here just try to separate at the hip joint. Inhale, come in. Exhale, press forward into the straps. 4 more times. Next, we'll do a few circles. The legs stay nice and long and straight. We lift only as high as your tailbone can remain heavy on the mat. Then gently draw them down. Open out to the sides and come smoothly back over the hips. Just a small circle. You can gradually open your legs a little wider as long as you still maintain complete control over your pelvis. It is very important that you want to stabilize your pelvis and keep it steady. And now in the other direction. From here, go out to the sides first, then press the feet into the straps and bring the heels back together. Inhale to lift, exhale to open and come in. And one last time. And then we'll stay right here for the next exercise. This will be the black leg massage. And we'll start again with this small frog position, just like before. As you exhale, stretch your legs out to the front. Then we start to lift them up until they're roughly above the pelvis. We tilt the pelvis toward us and start to slowly roll down until we're lying on the shoulders. Then we bend the knees toward the shoulder pads and slowly roll down bit by bit, vertebra by vertebra, and here we are again. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tilt and roll down. Bring the knees into that little frog position and exhale, roll down. Let's do that one more time. Lift your legs, exhale, tilt, roll up. Knees come down, but they're still roughly facing the ceiling. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, and stretch. Okay, good. To get out, bend your legs, take one foot out of the loop, find the foot bar, then you're stable. And now, take the other loop off. Okay, next we're moving into a variation of long stretch. Normally it's a full plank, but today we'll do it on the knees, so it's manageable while you work on control and activation. We've got one red spring set on. And then we gently bring the pelvis a bit further forward, like a perfect kneeling plank position, maintaining a straight diagonal line from the head all the way down to the knees. Then, with the very next exhale, we begin to move carefully and deliberately solely from the shoulder joint. And then slowly come back in. This means that the shoulder effectively moves behind the wrists. Do this only as far as you can comfortably keep your entire body stable and controlled. And exhale. With the exhale, you will get a bit of extra additional support so that your abdominal wall gently moves towards your spine and you can stabilize yourself a bit better and then carefully pull yourself back with your shoulder over the foot bar and wrists. One last time. And forward again. Okay, great. From here, let's gently sit down in a comfortable cross-legged position. Now adjust the reformer. Clip on one red, one blue, and one yellow spring. Then you can grab the loops, either the long ones or the short ones, whichever you prefer. If you grab the short ones, you'll have a bit more resistance. You can choose whichever you like. And then we bend the elbows, the palms are facing up. We exhale and stretch the arms forward at shoulder height. Then open slightly to the side, back in front of you and bend the elbows. Exhale, stretch forward, lengthen onto your sitting bones. We're sitting a bit through the head axis. Very good. Let's do that 2 more times. Open and close. Keep your elbows comfortably next to your waist and then fully stretch them out 1 more time. Open slightly, allow your shoulders to gently and completely drop away from your ears, and then slowly bring the elbows in towards your body at your sides. Okay, from here, we'll go into a short stretch for the hip flexors, which is something we can all really use. For this, stand with your right foot on the floor and then place your knee on the carriage. Slowly lower your hips down and back, and you can use your hands for support so that your upper body stays a bit more upright. Then you can slowly come halfway back up and gently go down into the stretch once again. You want to feel a bit of a pull from your shin upwards, which will help you deepen the stretch a little more. And exhale as you slowly lower down. And come up. One last time. Okay, and then we'll switch to the other side. Place your foot lightly against the cushion and then lower your hips again. Keep your upper body as upright as possible. Pull your pubic bone up a little again, last time. And release, okay. Keep the resistance. We sit into a Z-sit, left leg in external rotation, right leg turned inward, shin reaching toward the shoulder blocks. The hand is slightly in front of the shoulder, right arm reaching toward the ceiling. We bend to the side. Enjoy the stretch here, open up the right side, bend to the left like a long arc, and then come back up. And inhale again. Grow tall, then reach in a long line toward the front bar. Bend just one last time with all your strength and focus. And then come back up. Let's gently switch sides again. The right leg is now in a clear external rotation, while the left leg turns gracefully inward and the left arm slowly reaches up towards the ceiling as we carefully bend to the side once more. Remember, the sit bone of the internally rotated leg should always stay down. Try to put a little more weight on it one last time. And up. Thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm excited to keep training with you next time on the Reformer.